Welcome to the Bikepack Adventures podcast. I am your host, Chris Panaski. This podcast was created so as to share the stories of bike tours, bikepackers, and endurance racers from around the world as they embark on amazing adventures. Through their stories, you'll be setups. If you're new to bike travel and considering going on an adventure, I hope the podcast provides you with that extra little bit of motivation to make it happen. All right, welcome back to the Bikepack Adventures podcast. I'm pretty sure I just screwed up that intro by hitting the wrong button at the wrong time. But Carl's here laughing at me. But
we got it right once. So
in today's episode, I didn't realize my computer was unmuted, and that's where all the sound was coming from, and so it got me really confused. But anyways, in today's episode, Carl and I are going to be discussing packing systems and gear strategies, with the main question being is how do you pack your bike in a way that actually improves your ride instead of making it harder?
Yeah, harder. I think we've all been there at one point. Like
Or multiple points.
Multiple point, yeah. Because like if you change something, it's like starting over all again. It's like you go on a bike packing trip, and then it's like your bike looks okay, but it doesn't ride okay. Like it's just terrible. It's just like it feels unstable. It's awkward. You're trying to push it somewhere. You're trying to ride it down something. It's just like too heavy, too wobbly. I think that's the word. And you're constantly adjusting your position. You're constantly like trying to make adjustment, but it doesn't make it right. So like you experience this with your setup?
Yeah, I think my first real bikepacking trip's a little bit different than Carl's here, but my first bikepacking trip way back in 2012, I cycled 1,500 kilometers across Indonesia. And I didn't have a touring bike. I didn't have a gravel bike. I had a road bike and a mountain bike. So the logical one there for me was to take the mountain bike and strap on a rack. And I'd say strap on a rack because I like bent the bars and stuff so I could hook them to the seat post clamp. I didn't know. I don't even know if they made things back then to hook a rack to it.
Those little things. Yeah,
like they do now, but they might have back then anyways. But I didn't have such a thing. And I put on like 25-liter Ortlieb bags, the biggest ones I could find. I think they're 25.
Yeah, 25, I think.
25. And I had a handlebar bag, the Ortlieb 6-liter thingy or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
With a digital camera, so I had no weight up there.
So, but let me get it right. Like you had like two giant bag in the back,
two huge panniers
with a super wobbly rack.
Exactly.
And then the other weight that you have was bolted to your handlebar.
I wouldn't call it a weight.
Okay.
The other thing.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Fantastic trip. But not because of the bike setup. It was a great trip for all the right reasons. Riding a mountain bike with a wobbly rack is tough. Every time you're climbing a hill, it's really wobbly. Like you can just feel the load shifting left and right. Back end heavy, so fast descents. It was very easy to feel like you're just not. It's just like the front wheel's not gripping enough that it kind of feels like you're losing control. And the same thing going up hills. Like it was easy to start popping your tire. So like you mentioned, really unstable, really slow. Awkward. And I think a large part of that is because the weight was all in the wrong places and the bike kind of felt like it had a mind of its own.
But you didn't know that it was wrong, actually.
At the time, no, because I didn't even know about resources like Bikepack Adventures or bikepacking.com, which is the big one out there. I didn't know about such a thing. Did it even exist in 2012? Not likely.
No.
So
no.
There were no
word
reasons.
didn't exist.
Yeah.
The word didn't exist.
The word bikepacking didn't really exist. And I just knew that I wanted to take my mountain bike because I needed to be able to carry some weight. I didn't really want to be stuck to paved roads all the time. and I wanted to get out there and have some fun. How about you, Carl?
Yeah, I started quite differently. I started touring. There's a lot of people like me that went from touring to bikepacking. The For me, I started with like the 6 pannier setup. So like 2 in the front, 2 in the back, 1 on top of the rack, and then like 1 handlebar bag. And it was perfect, but I wouldn't consider it bikepacking. It
Okay.
was more touring, but like it was for 6 months. So like
Yeah.
it was perfect, and I needed that space. Now, when we started bikepacking in 2021, we had this idea that what was bikepacking, because we were not
We
connect.
We were so new to it, right?
Yeah, we were new, but also we were kind of like isolated because like COVID and everything. So we didn't have like the sharing experience. So we had to figure out our way through what to get. So like we were like, I would say it was completely different from what you mentioned from your trip. Like when we started bikepacking,
Absolute flip side.
it
Yeah.
was just like small arrow, like as light as possible. I think our first trip, we just
And I was just trying to get us. I'm like, oh, how did Carl get everything so small? Let me try to compete with that.
we were trying to compete. Like we went with 2 bivy, like 2 emergency bivy. So like there was no sleep system. There was just like, we are trying to survive, and if we have to stop, then it's a bummer. But we had to stop.
Yeah, yeah. Kimby says sounds fine. I mean, yeah, grain of salt, fine, I guess. I was lucky; nothing ever broke, but I just kept piling things into those bags. So it was, I had stone, the 3 monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. I had those in there. I had a couple wooden masks. I had all kinds of just things.
I had potato for most of my trip in Europe, and it was like fine.
Souvenirs or edible?
No, edible. And then also there's a song that I call every time that I'm singing, every time I see like a tourist in front of me. And then, sorry for people from European heritage, but like it's always like the French tourist that has like everything in the back and then front. So like I call them French tourists now. Sorry. But when we go downhill, that rack is so heavy that it just like starts shaking left and right. And then in my head, I'm like, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Dun, 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 dun. And then I always like, I have this song in my head. And I just like look at them like shaking down the hill. It's not the best setup.
But let's jump back to 2021. Yeah, we were super minimal, super aero.
Super miserable.
No sleeping bags, so
No.
e-bivvies. Because I was like, I could afford an e-bivvy. I couldn't really afford to go buy like a door research bivvy or something.
Even
like
that was too
heavy for
yeah. Yeah.
We just wanted to see how much suffering was okay, and
Yeah, I mean, most of our inspiration was coming from like a new website back then that was bikepacking.com.
yeah, I think it was probably a few years old by then, but it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
But it was quite new. Like,
and yeah, I think a lot of times we just kind of look at what's out there, look what people have, and at that time it was very limited, and you go with that.
yeah.
And also because bike racks were either not very durable or they were super heavy.
Yeah, they were heavy. And then people were
Yeah.
like, no, you don't want to put rack on a
No,
bikepacking.
if you put a rack, you're not bikepacking.
You're not
now
bikepacking.
touring on a dirt
Yeah.
road.
It's hard to know what to get, even nowadays, because things are changing really, really, really fast. Like we did at the beginning, people tend to copy what they see online. So, like sometimes you get there's so many options. There's like seat pack, rack and pannier, frame bags, handlebar roll, like water hole on your handlebars, like stem bags, like. Packing, I don't think like packing is just fitting everything on the bike. It's
Yeah, I guess it's about how the bike rides once everything's on it, and
which is
and
two different things.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I think it's mission specific. So when I did my Western Canada ride, I was very aero. I think I was running all Blackburn stuff at that time, and it was great for that trip. I mean, I was cutting through the wind. I didn't have things sticking out. I wanted to go fast. It made sense.
Yeah.
I definitely had lots of things I didn't like about the setup, but you can only figure that out sometimes by trying.
By trying, like, by crossing Canada.
Riding 5,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Well, the main problem, too, is, like, try it. If I didn't like it, I was still stuck because I couldn't afford to buy more. I was like, completely
The
invested.
one, that
There
was
was no
the
more
day.
money. Yeah.
That was the days.
Yeah.
Well, so like, why this? Does packing your bike? What is the all matter? Like,
I guess like if I had to put it down in some words, I'd say packing really can affect your handling, comfort on the bike.
Mm.
Having a poorly packed bike can be really uncomfortable, and how efficient you are as well, because it's either whether it's overweight or things are so badly packed that you constantly have like a kit bomb every time you stop and you look for something, your efficiency can really go down. And of course, fatigue, it's badly packed bike equals more fatigue.
yeah, I mean,
People really obsess over how the grams of things, and just trying to keep things as light as possible, but then don't really pay attention to how the bike feels when it's fully loaded. And when
you can have an heavy bike that rides well,
Mhm.
and then a light bike that rides like total crap. Like, and then you don't even need to cut your toothbrush in half to have a bike that.
Yeah, it's funny. As much as I carry in all the weights, I still have a half cut toothbrush, and I still use it. And I go every time I take it with me, I'm like, why do I still have this? You don't want to know how old it is.
I have a child. I have a child toothbrush, like the travel one that you can like put in. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember, I never forget, it's always in the back of my mind, is how badly packed that bike was on that first trip. The things I learned along the way, but it was like, I'd wander all over the road trying to climb, really unstable descents. And of course, it's just like tiring. It was exhausting, that bike.
Yeah.
Carl, what do you think makes a poorly packed bike? Like, what accounts for bad packing?
Not exactly too much weight, but too much weight on the wrong place, for sure. Overpacking, like packing your fears, that's one. Unbalanced setup would also be another one. Like you can have like perfectly, your weight can be perfect, not too heavy, but it can be like too much on the side and then too much on the back. Like it's there, you have to feel like the bike is still a bike. And also, I actually see Danielle, that's it, like being able to find your stuff again once it's back. It's one of a paradigm, because like when you're tired, you don't want to dig into your bag and then having all your stuff on the side of the road or on the side of the trail. And then so being able to access your gears or your food or anything in the bag without having to stop all the time, that's super important.
And while that's like also, while it's always difficult enough to manage that even in good weather, like then throw in snow or sand, if you're near deserts or lots of like blowing shrub, dirt trails, and all of a sudden you're losing things like really easily.
You don't want to open your bag all the time. You want to have one bag that is accessible, and then you have like your everyday stuff or the stuff you need the most, but like you don't want to open all your bag. Like a good setup is like, I would say, a setup that you are not, you don't realize that you have a loaded bike under yourself. Like you're just riding and then the bikes feels natural. Like a bad one is like a bike that you will always fight to keep riding, and then a bike that will like make your ride miserable. So yeah, I would say, that's the core of it. So.
All right. Well, before we jump into some of these common issues, let's take a moment to appreciate our sponsor. Before we get back to the episode, quick thanks to the sponsor of the Bikepacking Essentials mini-series, Panorama Cycles. When it comes to packing gear on a bike, the Panorama Boreal really stands out. It's designed for big adventures, both long tours and multi-day trips, where carrying gear efficiently is key. Built from Reynolds 725 steel, the Boreal has a stable, forgiving frame that makes loaded riding comfortable and predictable. As an all-terrain touring bike, it emphasizes a comfortable upright position with huge tire clearance that lets you handle dirt, gravel, or lightly technical terrain without worrying about losing traction or dumping gear. What I love about this bike is seeing how many possible ways there are to set it up so that you'll be comfortable and stable no matter what type of riding you're doing, and without compromising ride quality. Best part yet is that it can also be ordered with a pinion drivetrain if you're looking for something that will be completely bomb-proof for the biggest adventures you can imagine. So, when you're thinking about packing up a new bike and getting out on some big adventures, the Boreal is definitely worth considering. allowing you to focus on efficiency and enjoyment rather than worrying about your setup. And with that, let's get back to talking about packing systems and gear strategies. All right, and here's a couple of messages here. Emily Laflèche says, "Packing your fears, that is me." I think we've all been there. Hi, Emily. It's nice to see and hear from you.
Hi, Emily.
Have you met Carl?
Yeah, I think she met me.
And yeah, I'm not sure who this is. The next person, the KJ Yoop, says they're doing a route in Utah this spring, and it suggests carrying 8 liters of water because there's no dependable water sources. Mm-hmm. Never carried that much. Any advice, Carl? You were saying.
I would say spread it out. So people think that bring 8 liter of water is impossible, because when they think 8 liter of water, they thinking like a jug. I hate or 4-liter jug. Spread it out. 8 liter, you don't really think about it, but there's gonna be two water, big water bottle in the front. You can put one in the stem bag, so you have 3 liter there. If you want to carry a bladder, you can put it in one of your panniers and stuff or your back. I would say there's always some place that you can put water bottle, but I would say try to balance it and try to spread it out as much as possible. You don't want all that weight that is moving weight at one place.
What's the most you've ever carried?
I would say 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, probably 5 liter.
That much, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So I had a little bit in the back. I had a big Nalgene under the frame. I had 2 water bottles in the front. So yeah, it was about 5 liter.
Okay. I think maybe the most I've ever carried was with the bladder on the back of a couple liters, and then maybe 2 bottles in the front somewhere.
Yeah, you drink 2 sips an hour.
Yeah, I'm not a huge drinker. I do, but
yeah.
P-test, I always fail. So talking about bag layout and weight distribution, I think question to the chat here is, as of today, what is your favorite setup for your bike?
Yep.
What do you like? And there, Daniel LeBlanc says, Apidera 3-liter frame bladder is one of my to-goes.
Yes, but I will add something on that.
So let's talk about bag while we wait and see if people post on that. What are bag locations? Places you can have bags on your bike?
Yep, you can have everywhere. If you know someone that makes bag, like Alan, you can literally put anything anywhere. Handlebar roll, frame bag.
Traditional common bag.
Yeah, the
sausage
roll. You can have a frame bag. What else?
Seat pack.
Yep. Yeah, in the back.
Bag, whatever you want to call it.
The tail wagon.
And Ass Rocket. Somebody on my podcast
the Ass Rocket.
That once. I like that name.
I love it. And then you can have a top tube and then stem bags and
now they're even making, because bikes are suspension corrected but have extra space, they're putting down tube bags.
Yep. Yeah, aero bar
bags.
Yeah, aero bars are actually great for shorter people. Because you can put bags on it. Has if you're trying to put a handlebar roll on a small bike, it will probably touch the tire.
So. And the same could be said for seat packs or saddlebags. Small people really struggle with getting a good sized bag.
Even saddle bag, they're not great for smaller people, because sometimes that space between the saddle and the tire is not that big. So this is where a rack shine, but more on that later. Yeah.
So I think some really general principles to effective packing, and if you're an experienced bike packer, you're going to know a lot of these intuitively at this point probably, but the idea is to keep the heavy items lower and centered on your bike.
Yeah.
So what does that mean to you? What do you do with that? What goes low and centered for you?
Frame bag. Water.
Frame bag, yeah. So do you do bladders, or you keep your bottles low, you mean?
I used to do bladder, but I don't actually put some water in there. I'm putting I would say battery pack or stuff that that are heavy, but I'm not going to use a lot. Sometimes I put a water bottle in there, but I'm trying to avoid that, because it can leaks and stuff like that. But everything that is heavy, like a lock or something like that, or anything that is heavy, goes down near the bottom bracket.
Yeah, and my bottom of my frame bag when I had a full size one was toolkit stuff. It was all the tools, the spare chain because I was swapping my chain every 1,000 kilometers just to keep wear and tear on the bike even, like on the cassette and stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't like that idea, but
No.
okay. And and those two chains worked really well for about 14,000 kilometers until they didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the heavy stuff, you know, your lube and, or in my case, I had wax and like
Yep.
some applicant stuff for it. And those things were all kept low weight.
Yep.
Low at the bottom, I mean, spare tubes.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, everything that is like heavier, put it like near the bottom bracket, near your crankset, like because
And the same on my forks. I like to keep like my stove and stuff on one side with a little bit of stuff to,
Yep.
and then balanced with weight with some other food options on the other side.
yeah, left
That's
and, left
how
and
I
right.
tend to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the best way.
I mean, left and right is like very important, as important as front and rear, because it's going to change how the bike move. But I would say like keep what's bulkier in the like the general thing is keep what's bulkier, that it can be like front in your pannier if you have pannier or anything. Keep everything that is heavier lower, because it's gonna affect less the riding of your bike.
Yeah, I would say like bulkier, lighter items try to either be front or rear high,
Yeah.
right? So like if you have a big sleeping bag that takes a lot of
Yeah.
space and it's on top of your you have a rack and you have it's on top of there. Well, that's
Yeah.
okay. It's not heavy. It's not taking a ton of.
Yeah.
It just takes real estate, right? So it's not affecting your.
Yeah, if it's bulky but it's light, you don't care if it's high up. Like I would rather do it. And also like same thing we were talking about the water. Like you don't want to put a water bladder on top of your rack.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Now
like,
you tell me.
like most people, their first trip, they just put all the stuff
Everywhere.
wherever it fits.
And you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's how you figure things out.
Yeah, that's how you. It's by making mistake that you're not repeating them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like we said, you know, avoiding weight high and far back is just kind of helps with stability.
Yep.
So let's break down frame bags. Frame bags. Let's break down different bags and maybe like pros, cons, things
Yeah.
we like about them, what
Yeah.
we use, what we've tried,
Yeah,
all that fun stuff.
We used everything, so
for the
that's
most part.
yeah, and also we can speak about it for hours. So like,
We'll try to do this not too long, but frame bags.
grab a chair.
Like you said, best place for tools, water, heavier items.
Yep.
Because it keeps the weight centered
Mhm.
and low.
Yep.
Right. Are you a full frame or a half frame kind of person?
I'm a full frame.
Full frame.
Yeah.
I've been using half frame bags for the last couple of years.
Uh-huh.
I don't dislike them because I do like having my water centered as well, because I feel like
Okay.
water, you drink, if you got 2 bottles here and you're drinking one, now it just knocks off your balance a little bit.
Hmm.
Obviously, stem bags, it's not bad because
it's
they're right close
closer.
to the center.
Yeah.
But if they're on your forks and stuff, it's like, it's different.
Mine is on the stem bag and under my frame, and one is in the back. Like one is on
Okay.
the rack. So
They said we shouldn't do that.
No,
Bladders, no
on
bladders.
on the side of the rack. Yeah, no. So yeah, I love full frame bag because like I don't like to struggle with my water bottle like against a frame bag and trying to fit everything. Like might as well just use all that real estate for a frame bag.
Sure, that makes sense.
Like if it's custom, it's great. If it's like bought, I would consider a wedge instead.
Ah, okay.
Like a wedge, because like a wedge will always fit fine, and then you have like some extra space for a water bottle at the back.
Yeah. Yeah, and what we said, center of gravity, right?
Yep.
And the more heavy stuff you can put in the center
And
of
it's
your bike.
and it's not moving. So like it's not like something on the fork or something in the back.
Yeah, it's very stable.
Yeah.
Saddlebags or seat packs.
Yeah. Are they getting less popular?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like companies are now making lighter and smaller racks, so
yeah.
rack top bags are now becoming more of a thing because of that.
Because when I think about like ass rocket, like you call them, I see people like struggling with like their gear, and then
My biggest problem was the way they're shaped. They tend to be bigger on the end as opposed to where they mount in their
taper.
harness. And so when I carried my tent, I had to stick my spare tube and some clothes, and I put the tent in, and I'd pack stuff all around it because that was the only way I could fit it because my tent was quite long.
Uh-huh.
And every time I needed something from in that bag, the tent, which meant everything came out of the bag. I'd just dump it on the ground, and I would look at it and be like, not again.
I saw.
So I hated that. That was the one thing I really, really disliked.
I mean, it's the good thing about this thing is it's a good seat pack will always be lighter than a rack.
That's true, and they're compressible typically.
Yeah, it's that's a good thing. But like also for me, it's not. I would say it's not the best option right now with the option that we have nowadays.
With the exception of if you're wanting to race.
Yeah.
Like if you're racing, the full frame, the seat pack, it's lighter. It's more aerodynamic. It will make a difference. There will be benefits.
Yeah.
For the most part, I mean, it's like, Tailfin has a carbon setup that's pretty light. It's expensive. It's nice.
One bag that I really love is the Arkel seat packer.
Is that the one that's like, it looks like a penny that's sideways?
No, not this one. Seat Packer 11 has like a integrated mini rack in the bag. So you put that mini rack on, and then after that you put the bag on it. It's kind of like fit in a pocket, and this one is not moving. You can ride
stable.
mountain biking. There is also like stabilizer that you can put kind of like a cradle your bag, and then you can put 2 water bottle on the side of them. But don't really like those. The Arkel is great, but it's the only option that I like. That and the bag, the small bag by Zwift. Ollie? Not Ollie. I don't remember the name.
Is that the one that somebody on the podcast was talking about?
Yeah.
And then you went and bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Bike Gear Database. He was.
Yeah.
Mark St. Clair. Is it?
Yeah.
No.
I don't remember.
Jesus, I'm getting old.
We're getting old.
Anyways, yeah, I'd say the one downside of seat packs or saddlebags is if it's too heavy, it'll start swaying, right? With maybe the exception of like some of the brands you mentioned.
Yeah.
And I know they make aftermarket ones. Woho or something makes this like that has bottle cages. Now you can stick bottles too. Yeah. I don't know how stable that is.
But the thing is, like, you're gonna try to put your stuff in there, and your stuff's gonna be easy, like heavy, and it's gonna sit higher on the bike.
That's right. And the chat's blowing up here a bit. Reinhardt says full frame bag for sure. Emily says they can be so hard to pack and unpack unless you have an inner liner bag.
Yep.
And that's referring to seat packs, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, seat pack. Yeah, we saw Eric. That was our friend that he literally he made a liner that fits perfectly inside the seat pack.
Okay.
So when he needed something, instead of just like trying to unpack everything outside, he could just like grab the bag and go in the tent. So that was clever.
Sweet. Oh, yeah, she says seat pack. I saw it. And then Daniel LeBlanc says, I have only struggled with my seat bag. I use it only for racing when I have to bring stuff, but have no intention of using it, such as in the Wendigo. Minimum kit list and stuff. And yeah. I do like their really small ones. Like Restrap, they make a 7-liter one that you had a set. I have a set still. Their race stuff, super tiny. If you're going for fast and you're just, you got your emergency bivvy and a sleeping bag or whatever you need, that's pretty good. It's not going to sway. It's not going to flop around. It's light.
The one from Zwift is Swift.
I was going to say Zwift, like the
Zwift. No. The one from Swift is actually, I think it's an Ollie bag, but I'm not sure. But like it's sitting closer to the saddle and then lower down the seat tube.
Oh, okay.
So it's more centered and less risk of sway and then wobble.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And handlebar rolls, so sausage rolls.
Yeah.
Is that the one? That is the one. Really good for bulky, lightweight items, right?
Yep. Yeah, you can stuff a lot of thing in there.
But I do find a problem. I know I mentioned it to you in the house earlier. I said, a lot of them are made of TPU. They want to be waterproof. They want this to be like, double. You can triple roll each end, and it's waterproof. But TPU is hard to slide stuff in. It's like packing a summer sleeping bag is okay. They don't have much down there.
You can like always.
But try sticking a thicker sleeping bag, like close to 0 degrees Celsius one or something. It's a mission.
it sticks to the side, and then you have
Yeah.
like to I don't like it's it is a good option, but it depends. For me, like for me, you don't want anything heavy, like for sure.
Why is
But
that?
because it sits higher, it's the same problem as like the seat bag. It's gonna affect your steerings.
Especially if it's like not super stable in this
Oh, yeah.
position, right?
Yeah, because there is some that like the salsa that has a cradle that will, or even like
Tail fin.
your tail fin, or
And the new one by Old Man Mountain there.
the manzanita, but also your bar yak. Like,
Right.
that will hold
That
it.
bar yak system is really stable, even when the bag is really big. So,
Yeah.
the whole system itself is a little bit heavier, so it's a little bit of a downside on that. But for my big rig,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna take that off. It's just it's cozy, it's comfy, it's
All
got
the
everything I
option.
want.
All the
It's-
option.
It's like the Range Rover of
Yeah.
handlebar setups.
It's like the Falcon, the Millennium Falcon. Like,
Yeah.
You have everything.
So I really like that one, and their material. They use a challenge cloth for sailing,
Okay.
so it's waterproof, and the stuff just slides in.
It slides in.
It's
It
like
doesn't
a
stick.
slippery material.
Is it side load or top load?
This one is side, so it's a double-ended one. They
What-
make one that's single-ended, and I don't think they make top load.
What's your opinion on those? What do you prefer?
I have a Calad top load bag, and that was the first time I actually owned my own. So I
Yep.
had used one it was either Swift or by Atwater. It was one I borrowed from my buddy Alex.
Okay.
I'd used one of those on a winter expedition, and it was great. Like, it was just nice to have big things and just be able to pound them in there,
Yep.
and then start a roll and just kind of roll it, cinch it tight, and you're good to go.
You can also like open it while riding. You can open the bag and then grab some stuff.
Not
and
the way
then
I
roll it
pack. It'd be like,
back. No, I mean, for me, I don't like the side load. I don't like them. I just like you have to stop to do whatever you want.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer the one that you go on top.
And then you really need to know, like, did I put my spare long sleeve shirt on the right side or the left side?
or in the
you know?
middle.
Yeah, hopefully not in
Yeah.
the middle.
No, for me it's a no brainer. I prefer the top one. I've been using the salsa one. I've been using the I think I had a Blackburn for a while. I've been using as well the Khaled, which is great. I'm gonna use a Manzanita this year
Yep.
just to compare with the salsa. Construction seems to be close. I can wait to see like if
Really
it's-
put it to the test.
Yeah.
And I guess when like top load, you don't really need to worry about purge valves because they don't seal the same way as like
Yeah, you kind of like you can like press and then roll.
and then roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like side ones, if you don't have a purge valve, it's really a pain.
It's
man.
like a balloon. Yeah.
yeah.
No, purge valve are a must. Also on seat pack, I would say when there's a purge valve, you're just at the end of it. You're not pushing against the air. You're just like it's like a self-purging dry bag. It's easy to pack because you're not fighting against the air. So
That's right. And that takes us to our next one.
Yep.
The newest brother of the bike packing world.
Yeah, it's so new that it was there like 100 years ago.
Yeah. Racks and panniers.
Yeah.
Because we went from the time where, early days of COVID, where heaven forbid should you be seen using a rack and panniers.
Yeah.
And like I had one of my early podcast guests. They're from Netherlands. Heart to Beat is their Instagram name. They rode the Tour Divide with touring bikes, 4 panniers.
Yeah.
Just takes a little longer. Probably not doing 200-kilometer days.
Yeah.
But that's what they did.
But it wasn't.
And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
But it was an adventure road, and that was the way you were supposed to ride it before. It was just like a rough touring road, like a route. So
Yeah.
But
And Serge is online here. He says, I really, really like the tail fin, the handlebar bag that he borrowed from me. but the price tag is steep. So he's looking at the Old Man Mountain that is coming out. That's the, which one do you call it?
The Manzanita.
Manzanita. Yeah.
Yeah. If you, Serge, I know you, like, if you want to try it, I will probably have more than one. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you'll win at the summit.
Yeah.
Because Serge wins everything.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, racks and panniers. Do we say what are the good things about these things?
They're like easier to pack, easier to access.
They're just
anything.
like user friendly.
Yeah, they're just buckets on your bike that you can put everything in. It's
Not a problem. Everything.
Yeah, more than that. I would say
That sounds scripted, but it was not.
no. I would say it's a problem if you are an overpacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like packing the fears.
Yeah, packing the fears
Or
like,
the beers.
or the beers. No, that's good actually.
Oh.
I'm good with beers.
That's one nice thing about the weight. No, it's extra space.
You can also you can also have all the range of size in panniers. Like you don't have to change your entire setup. You can get micro.
I know, like Tailfin makes a 5-liter micro pannier.
Yeah,
right,
Old Man Mountain as well.
They make a 5. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if it was 5 or 6. I think
The
no, I
M1.
think 6 is Ortlieb, right, or something like that.
Yeah, 6 is Ortlieb. Yeah,
So I mean, pretty small. 5 liters is tiny. Like,
yeah. It's a dry bag.
It's actually, heaven said I say this, too small. Like
Nope.
it's like
I love it.
I like a 7-liter. I think 7 is my lucky number.
Yeah, 7 in
Actually,
the
4 is my lucky number, but that'd be too small.
7, I would say in the back. Like for me, 5-liter. Like all the pictures you'll see on my Instagram, they are with the prototype that I had for the flip cage, and they are dry bag actually. And this is like for me the perfect size. I can put my cooking gear, my puffy jacket, everything in there.
Maybe the size also, like another factor is the shape. You know, like a little bit bulkier and shorter versus longer and skinnier.
Yeah, I would say.
Feel like
I was talking with Brandon actually from Canada about that, and we were like, okay, like what would be the perfect shape? Like, is it longer better actually? It's because it can be skinnier, so it's less in the way. But like, it's a conversation for like 3 a.m. But yeah, like you can have you have so much option. Like you can go really big, you can go really small. Like it's But there's also a lot of drawback if.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, like overpacking for sure is probably your number 1 or 2 drawback. I would say equally up there is like there's a lot of people using panniers that aren't really made for bike packing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like using a traditional Ortlieb Classic or something with the plastic clips, and it rattles and it can fall off.
It can literally fall off. It happens to me. Like the bolt literally undid itself.
Shook itself loose.
Yeah. But I would say like more space is also good because like there's a lot of people like us in 2021 that left with perfectly packed bike, and we had no extra room to put anything.
Yeah, anything we bought went in a pocket.
Yeah, in the back pocket. I remember or wrap or farmer.
And
wrap.
you were lucky because you had the 7 mesh merino one with the back pockets that stretch like it's like a kangaroo pouch.
Yeah,
just huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not have that kind of space, so I was like,
But like having the pannier gives you the opportunity to not fill them up. So that would be a pro, but the con is if you have the gear and then you're pack your fear, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, like if you're out for a long time and you have that ability to just throw extra food in there or throw extra water or beers, it's not a bad thing, right?
It gives you flexibility. But
we got some messages here. Kimby says, rack and panniers are great for gravel as long as the rack is sturdy. First log driver's waltz, spring rally, she had to zip tie parts of hers on. Jen had a screw that she borrowed, so lesson learned. And then Daniel says, 2 racks, 4 panniers. Each bag has a function. One is kitchen, one is food, one is clothes, one is camp setup.
That was my touring setup in Europe and Japan, actually.
So I guess it can also be a bike packing setup.
Yeah.
It's just you're probably not using 15-liter panniers or 20-liter panniers. You're using 12s or 10s.
Yeah, smaller,
And then Sego, as Serge says, I'm into that. The exact setup with tent on top of the rear rack.
Yeah. And my chair on the front one.
And I think that's like another thing is like we're seeing with bike packing is like the rack is coming back because I think a lot of people are going, wait a second, I don't have to race.
Yeah.
You know, there was a early say post-COVID time, all of a sudden it was like everybody was in a rush.
Everybody was racing. Everybody was ultralight.
Yeah, and that was the thing everybody did. And
Yeah.
then now people are saying, wait a second, I can be comfortable.
Yeah,
I
I
can,
can bring that extra thing, and it's not too heavy, and I can be comfortable.
And
Like-
you can still be comfortable like without a rack, but
Yeah.
rack is just one extra wave.
I'm bringing a chair now. Like I'm gonna convert to someday, but
Surge has one. I was jealous last year. He had a
Yeah,
stool.
yeah.
And
But-
2 years ago. 2
but-
years ago.
but sure, like that brings us back to the point that it has to be. I wouldn't say bike packing specific, but sturdy enough. Like old woman cyclist has said, like it's like something that is wobbly will make your life terrible, like horrible. Like it's shaking itself loose and everything. I'm using on my mountain rack, the Elkhorn and the Divide, and the Elkhorn's in the front, the Divide's in the back, and they do not.
That's how you
move.
had your Taiga EXP set up, right?
I did. No, actually, I was using the axle pack in the front, but yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
That's right.
And also I have like a different rack in the back, which is an unreleased rack. But
That's right.
it's it is important for the rack to not move, to not wobble. So if you're taking your bike and then you put all the stuff, all the gear inside the bag, and then you're shaking it, and then you can kind of have that feedback. It's just like the bike continue to wobble. That's a dead that's a dead giveaway of what's gonna happen in the trail. Your bike's gonna shake. So it has to. You can shake it, but it doesn't have to move. Like that was the reason for bike packing at the beginning. Is just like when you shake your bike, it's stable and it doesn't wobble, and then you can also lift your bike. So if you have to go over something, if you have to climb, or if you have to hike a bike, you need to have a light bike. Then the pannier was like that idea that it was too heavy. It was a pannier.
Yeah, I do like on that note though, like, yeah, I mean, you can just unclip your pannier, throw it over the fence or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, with flip cage, it's super easy. You just
flip
like
cage,
tucks and
tail
then tail fin as
Or
well.
leap too, I think now
Or
has
leap, you can just like pull it up and then
like
nowadays,
as opposed to like some of the panniers that they Velcro shut and stuff, where now you have to like unvelcro 3 things, 4 things.
yeah. What was the one that I had to do that, and it was like actually it was also Old Man Mountain.
I was gonna say that. I thought it was. Yeah.
Old Man Mountain. The
Ponderosa
Ponderosa. Yeah.
Which is I think what Daniel LeBlanc's using.
Yeah, the Ponderosa is
But
great.
they're great panniers. Like,
They're great. They're not moving. There's no hardware that can fail, but to remove them is a little bit longer. It's
time consuming, not
time-consuming.
adventure ending.
time consuming. You're outside to have a good time.
How
so
dare
have
you waste time
all
while
yeah, exactly.
spending your free time?
Why aren't you racing? Yeah.
Yeah, Emily says chair's totally worth it, and Crocs or Burts. Burts are really comfy and they take less space.
Yeah, I haven't tried those.
Yeah, and LeBlanc says Ponderos are not coming off once you mount them. LOL.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they're definitely secure, and they have a nice patch space. You can stick a Velcro patch.
Exactly. Yeah, it's less about, I would say all of that. The takeaway would be like it's less about like perfect balance. It's more do not put the heavy weight where it doesn't belong. Like you just want to be stable.
Yeah, so I think that's it. We're done. No,
We can go forever.
let's go drink that beer. So what actually affects our ride quality? Like, what are some of the ways that, I don't know, what am I trying to ask here? Like, what gear actually affects our rides?
Yeah, the liquid.
Liquids. So
Yeah.
I guess big. Like, let's look at big impact items, things that really mess with your setup.
Yeah.
And like we talked about it, liquids, right? Like if you put water on your forks and you got 2 1-liter bottles and you just drink one, now your balance is off. And you might not realize it, but if you go down a hill at 50 kilometers an hour, you might just notice it.
Yeah.
Or if you try to let go of your handlebars to do something.
If they're half full and it's a bumpy road, that water sloshes around, and then it kind of like throw off the balance of your bike. And and that's why I recommend sometime if you can and if you have like the space to have a water bladder um, in your frame bag or something like that. I don't personally, but it's a great space because like the water bladder, you can jam other stuff around it and it kind of like stabilize that water instead of having like a water, like an half empty water bottle that like slosh around like this sounds effect. But it just stabilizes the water because it doesn't move as much because some gear are pressing on it.
And if you're getting a custom bag made, maybe just having that bottom section built to be the right size, right? Is not a bad idea.
Yep. Yep.
Doesn't mean you have to use it for that. It's just the option is there.
Yeah, they're happy to really used to do it, but now a lot of frame bag maker are taking that into account. So,
yeah. So like placement of your water really matters, and I think that's why a lot of people will use camelbacks and stuff. Or we always just say camelbacks, right? And water bladders.
Yeah,
like,
camelback.
It's like
it's like a Kodak or
exactly.
Do you do you use a camelback?
I have an Osprey one.
Okay.
But I forget what it's got a frame in it. So it's like it doesn't bother me, but it's like I could see how it could if something is rubbing wrongly.
Yeah.
You know what we didn't talk about? Hip packs, like hip belts. A lot of people are wearing them these days, and or I have one. You know, I've used it on some bikepacking trips. It's great. It has I can carry an extra bottle if I need to.
Yeah.
I stick some snacks and stuff I want on the fly.
I want to love it. I have like the Evoc Pro.
Which that's why you shouldn't have got the Pro one.
No. It's like the most. That's because I'm not pro. That's why. No, but it's supposed to be super comfortable and everything. But I don't like having something around my hip. Like I feel like it's just falling like down or anything. I need like I saw what company? I don't remember exactly what company, but there was a company that made a hip pack that you can put like
restrap.
Yeah,
right? You could unroll it, and I think one of the other popular bag makers, Revelate or something, did one similar to that too.
Yeah, they can put like it turns into like a semi backpack, but it's also like so it's not even if it's heavy, it's not like falling down.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of camelback. I'm not a fan of having anything on me because like it's just adding some weight.
And it also like closes off an area of breathing, right? So now all of a sudden your back is sweating, your temperature is going higher.
Yeah.
It's a whole other discussion.
Yep.
Yeah. Kimby says much easier for guys to have stuff in frame bags because women's bikes are often too small, and that is really, really true. Emily has a Taiga, right? EXP?
Yeah.
Are the frames pretty decent size on those? Because Emily's a small. She's there. Emily, answer us.
Yeah.
I'd say, I mean, they're still small, but they're more spacious than a lot of others.
I'm trying to figure out if I don't think she has a frame bag on her Taiga. No, she has like 2 water balloons. Or maybe she does, and I completely forgot, and then she will call me out on the chat. But
she's calling right now.
Yeah. But no, I think that's where we saw a lot of people going to racks because small like frames are not great for
You're wrong.
Wow, you have a frame bag? I'm an idiot. Yeah, so that's why that's completely true. I know one of my friends, she has like a really, really, really small bike. It's like double X small, and then she put a rack in the back because like she didn't want to put like a seat bag because
not enough space for that.
Not enough space. So like she went with a rack. She went with the quick rack from Ortlieb.
And little did she know in the end that she was doing the newest thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. She was like ahead of the curve. Everyone. Hi, Annie.
Yeah. So Daniel says here, if you're going to wear a bag, Uswe with their harness is super comfortable for a backpack, but it's exhausting to wear. And Emily says if you overstuff the frame bag, it does rub her legs. So.
Now I remember it.
Definitely rely on the rack and the fork mounts.
Yep.
Something we didn't mention. I know we're kind of talking about weaknesses, but trailers. Because
that's true.
I have the Francis Farfair trailer, which I got for my dog, but it's actually meant to be a trailer. It's not made for dogs. It's just
One-
I use it for that.
One wheel, two wheel.
One wheel
Okay.
weighs 4.5 kilos, so
Okay.
it's only 10 pounds. It's pretty light as far as like a full system to carry everything you need. And you really don't need a lot of bags if you're using a trailer, effectively.
Yeah. Do you remember when we were?
And I rode Trail 79
Wow.
to
There's a mountain bike tire on it.
it's a 20-inch 2.25, I think.
Okay. Well,
And I rode a black diamond trail with like lots of rocks everywhere, and you just had to be careful. Like you got to remember that it's not following the same path. So as you turn tight around something, you got to leave a little bit space so it doesn't slam into it. It's trees.
I think you can probably remember when we were younger, like everybody that was touring for a very long time were using yak, like yak trailer.
I almost bought one for the dog.
Yeah, me too. But I have a trailer because we have everything. Consumerism. I have the Burley Nomad.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that. Which is built up with the dynamo and all kinds of craziness.
A dynamo, yeah, so I can charge my stuff. You can put a set of fat bike tire on it, so like it's 20-inch by 3 point something, but it's two wheel. So like if you're trying to bike pack with it, you need to stick to double wide or stuff like that because there is going to be. So for me, trailer is more touring.
Right. So let's get back to like what were we talking about? Things that really impact the ride quality, and I think sleep system. Right, sleep systems can be big, bulky, take a lot of space.
That's something that I change yearly. Yearly, I'm always like, I don't know for you, but I'm always changing something in my sleep system.
You know what I did most recently? I was using the Bivy bag though. I had my air mattress and stuff in it, and I just popped the valve on the end, and I rolled the whole thing up, and I stuffed it right in my bar yak bag.
I've heard about that,
and it was pretty good.
What mattress are you using?
Big Agnes. It's the insulated one, but it's not super heavy, not too. It's 20 inches. Sleeping bag or air mattress?
Mattress.
No, it's not Mummy. I don't know.
Okay. Because I tried to do that with I used the Rapid SL from Big.
I think that's what I'm using.
Yeah, the one that is like thick.
Oh, not the super thick one.
No, it's like Rapid SL is like a thicker one, and then I tried to do that, but like it's so big because it's a 25 inch. It's a wider one. My BV is actually like stretched. So I can't do that.
Interesting.
I think I'm gonna get like a Mummy one that is like narrower because I want to try the Bivy again this year, but not in the way of like sleeping completely in it. Just like has a layer to be able to sleep. Probably gonna try that on the Spring Rally Adventure, like the first event we have in the region.
Yeah.
Just to try it because it's an overnight. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I say like generally like sleeping kit. I find. Where do I put? I think a lot of it goes up front, like sleeping bag and stuff. Typically gets jammed up there somewhere. I'd say air mattresses and stuff tend to go in the back, like a pannier or. Now that's what I use. Yeah.
For me, I have because we talked about panniers, but I also have a top roll. I wouldn't say roll, but top bag.
Rack top bag, isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, the Old Man Mountain makes an Atlas. I'm an ambassador for Old Man Mountain. You probably figured that out. But they make the Atlas, but I got one made by Khaled that was a little bit longer and narrower. And what I do is I use that bag only for my sleep system. So I start to put my sleeping bag in it, and then I put my mattress in the middle of it, and then I stuff everything, and then I push everything. Sometimes I put one in the front, but I have the Spark Zero from Sea to Summit, which is we call the corn. It's literally just like a super light liner, but insulated. And I use it sometimes to pack stuff that I don't want to rattle. So like if I have my kitchen set, which are in the stuff sack, and I don't want it to rattle, what I do is I put that sleeping bag on top of it, and then kind of like
get you some of those little popcorns, styrofoam. It'll be a gift.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. What else?
food, because you consume food, so food gets lighter.
That's a variable. Yeah.
It's like the water thing, right? If you pack food all in one bag, as it gets lighter, well, another bag might not be changing.
Yeah.
So now you're causing a disturbance in the force.
Yeah. And food
unbalanced.
And
right?
food is like variable because like sometimes you go to the grocery store and then you end up with more than you can like. So panniers are great for that. But I would say food is hard for me because I want to bring more than I need all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
I like I always carry a lot of snacks in my top two bag, which we didn't really mention earlier, but like I think we briefly mentioned top two bags, right?
Top two bags.
I think I interrupted. It was down two bags, and then we got dislodged. But yeah, like I usually carry like some quick access, like a multi-tool or something really up front on the top two bag that I can access easy.
Yep.
And then the snacks, like and power banks and stuff like.
I never go through my snack. That's crazy. Like I don't know why, but it's just like I always pack a full bag of snack, and then I just like nibble one or two. So I need to work on my feeding.
Daniel says he's down to a tarp, ground sheet, and wool blanket. Those are big boy goals.
No.
I actually have looked at tarps. I'm in the market. I'm trying to think if it's something that might try it out.
I want to try, because that's probably tent and stuff like that, but like I want to try bug net, tarp, and like ground sheet, and then your sleeping bag and your mattress. But I have a Tiger Wall from Big Agnes, and that thing has light as a bivvy. So every time I'm trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna try something new.
Yeah, it's already super light, super small, so it's
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Serge says he started carrying a $5 Decathlon backpack for grocery trips until he gets to camp. Yeah, I have a little parachute material bag I bought in Indonesia, and I still carry that sometimes on adventures where I need that extra little space.
I do that as well. I have but I am bougie, so I have the Pidgeot backpack.
The Musette one, or is that a different one?
No, the backpack one that is like big like this when it's folded. Yeah.
Oh, it's so much bigger than the Musette. You gotta. Yeah, I think do we have any takeaways or key points, things to talk about? I think what you said earlier, Steve mentioned something about a well-packed bag is well-packed average bike, or however you're saying that. We made a.
Yeah, I mean an average bike with good weight distribution will always be better than a super high-end bike with like all the weight all over the place. Like it's because your high-end bike rides amazing when it's unloaded.
Right.
But once you put weight on it, that bike can turn into like the worst bike of your life. So it's it is like the what you're loading on the bike, but like is gonna make the bike feel. I don't know how to say that, but like the way you pack your bike will make your bike rideable and perfect. Yeah, I'm just rambling right here,
rambling. But yeah. I get you. Packing determines the real world feel.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're not, no matter how good your bike is, if it's badly packed, you're going to feel the worst of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are some of the common mistakes that people are making? So like if we go over some of these common mistakes, I don't think we have to spend forever talking about them.
No. But let's go number one, overpacking.
We've all been there. First trips, I think it's just it's a part of it, you're overpacking your fears and all that stuff. You shouldn't focus on the what if I need this for this situation, you know, for X situation.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. You're probably not going to need those extras. And if it gets to a situation that is so bad that you really can't fix it, well, just call your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever.
Just hitchhike.
Or hitchhike. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, if you feel like you're like overpacking on the first trip, like do it. Like have at it. Like then when you're back home, just spread all those gear, look around what they didn't use, and then next trip, don't take this, and then just go. That I feel like we've been repeating that forever.
Yeah. And on the flip side, I know at the first Canadian Shield Bikepacking Summit 4 years ago, I did a presentation on packing, and I said I like to test my limits by packing not like really minimalistic packing sometimes to see what I really need, right? Like to see, okay, was I so uncomfortable with that sleep that night that
You should had.
I should have brought something out? Like I should have brought a better sleeping bag
That's
or a better thing.
maniac.
Yeah, I didn't say it's smart, but it's, it's also good to like figure out your limits, right? Like you're like, okay, I know I can survive with this. Like it doesn't mean it was the best night or the best weekend. But you don't like this trip?
No. I cannot agree with that. I nearly froze to death, but like next time I will bring something warmer.
So when I was cycling through the mountains, heading towards Yukon, I would climb into my tent. It's a tarp tent. It's a good tent. I like it. I had my air mattress and I had my sleeping bag, and it's a 7-degree sleeping bag. So it was close to 0. And I would wear all my layers, and I would pull the face shut right to my mouth. So I was exhaling outside the sleeping bag. And then I would proceed to not move for the entire night. Because if I moved, air would get sucked in and it would freeze. So that worked really well.
Yeah, I'm past
as
that.
a way of not dying.
Yeah.
But I realized really quickly that it's not good enough.
Yeah, I'm past that. I want light. I want a lot of gear that are light.
But you can try to go without certain things. Like some people have said, like, I think it was you that told me, when I was looking to do the BT the second time, I was like, do I take the air mattress or the sleeping bag? I want to see which one I can do without. And I think it was you that said, if you take the sleeping bag, you're sleeping on it. It's compressing. It really has no effect.
Yeah.
You're almost better off to sleep inside your e-bivvy with the air mattress, so it keeps you off the ground, and your body heat will keep you warmer. Exactly. And it actually did. It worked. It worked well. Mm-hmm. So, like, I learned that you don't necessarily need the sleeping bag.
No, you
depending on the weather.
You can insulate yourself from the ground, but yeah.
Poor weight distribution, I'd say, is a big mistake too. We've talked about it multiple times. Food, water, left to right, front to back.
I have a good story on that, just quickly.
Tell me, I love stories.
Yeah, I went to Japan, and then everybody loves my bike because like it looks great. It's my AWOL. It was my last big trip with my AWOL, and I had 2 racks. I had the Elkhorn in the front and the Elkhorn in the back, and the
2 Elkhorns.
Yeah, the way it's made is like the Elkhorn is just 1 strut instead of 2 struts.
That's right.
Yeah, so like when you think about it, it's just one spot where the rack can bend.
Oh, okay.
I've been down 2,000 meter mountain with my heavy stuff in the back. So everything I'm telling you today, I did the mistake of doing it. And I think I have video of me like just like shaking my way, and I had to put my foot on my rack while bumping a hill
on the rear rack.
Yeah, on the rear, or just like because I didn't want to let go of my handlebar, but I had to put my foot on my rear rack on one of the bag, and then just to put pressure on it so it stops wobbling, and then I don't kill myself.
Oh wow, okay.
So like it was a light bike. It was not heavy, but it was just weight and then a rack that was not sturdy.
So the Elkhorns, it's still a good rack. It's just like maybe as a rear rack, if you're putting a bit heavier, like touring weights on it, not a good idea, right?
No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got to be light on
lightweight, like two sleeping bags and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's
Reinhardt says, actually, lots of people have said lots of things. Kimby says, I'm a mother. I always overpack. I'm so used to having kid stuff in every pocket and bag. Serge says gummy bears. And Reinhardt, overpacking is the only way to know what you need and don't need. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. That's what I say. How about it?
Or underpacking, just to know. That only teaches you what you need.
No, don't do this. Don't do this.
And then Daniel says, I'm always overpacking my food, always enough for me and another person in case they forgot food.
That's what. So you have
I'm going to start traveling with a Carl and a Daniel.
Yeah.
So speed and sway. That's
and steering.
I've experienced it a bit, especially with front end wobble.
Yep.
It drives me nuts. Yeah. Inaccessible gear is another huge mistake. We've all been there, trying to dig through everything to find something.
That made me change to pannier.
And the worst is when you actually don't remember what bag you put it in. Like, it's okay if it's like, okay, I know it's in this bag somewhere, and you got to dig through. It still sucks. But it's like, if you're like, which of these 4 bags is it in? I don't know.
And where in the bag? Like, if like your snacks are buried at the bottom, and then it's raining, and you have to take everything off the bag to get to your snack. That's the worst.
Yeah. And
even if it's the heaviest stuff. Like,
Yeah. And I think somebody mentioned in the chat earlier, they said, have a system, you know, like Daniel said, he uses the 4 bags. He knows which one goes where. I'm also very much like that. I know that like clothes is going to go in this spot of this bag. You know, my first aid kit always goes on the left side of my frame bag in that whatever small pocket is there. That's where I always put it. So I always know where it is.
a good trick that I learned not too long ago is go to like Princess Auto or anything like Dollarama or anything, and buy a small collared tie wrap, like a zip tie. And then you have the buckle on your bag and you have the rack. And then you can actually just put like a little zip tie, like orange zip tie on
Red
one.
is rear left.
Like
right,
exactly.
Yeah,
and then you put it at the buckle and then you can actually know what, and then you remember like that green for you, it's food. So you can also stop quickly. And then it's like, oh, my food's on this side, even if you're tired and you've been riding all day.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess the last big mistake is just blindly copying other people's setups.
Yep.
Without understanding why they have the setup that way, right?
Yep.
So like it might look good in a photo, but if you don't understand why they have that pack the way they do and why it's set up the way it is, it just might not work for you.
Yeah, I would say someone that is doing like Hellenic mountain race, like will not have pannier, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, but like I feel
Who
like
needs a pannier?
who needs a pannier? But like at the same time, if you're crossing, like if you're doing multi-day, and then you need to be comfortable or it's colder, like you will need that. So don't like, it's like we said last episode, it's like your setup is more important than someone else's setup, because also some people habits like you, for instance, that underpack.
My camera's going nuts. It's just auto-focusing.
That underpack, like this is your habit, because like you want to do it this way, and then after that you're gonna do something else. But if someone takes a picture of your bike underpacked,
that's right. They're gonna think this guy's awesome. Look how streamlined he is. Look
this is how it's supposed. I'm looking at a picture of our first BT, and I'm looking at what I had, or even like the log driver that it didn't finish. Which one, you may say? And then I was trying to race it, and I had nothing on the bike. I was miserable. But like for some people, it will work because it's in the way they do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel says putting gear in dangerous places is also a concern. His friend had a jacket in the elastics on the bar bag. It came loose into the front wheel on a descent at 50 kilometers an hour, and it landed them in the hospital.
Yeah.
So, you got to be careful with that. We've all put things under the elastics to dry out or whatever, and they always sometimes start flapping around, and you're constantly tucking in, right?
Voile strap actually are used nowadays because like they replace bungee cord that will like just snap and then like
or get loose, like get worn out.
Yeah.
And so like last part, let's talk about how to adapt your setup as a trip gets longer, because you know there's a huge difference with short trips, multi-day trips, expeditions, that kind of thing. So what do you think?
Like short, like let's start with the basic one, like the short trip, the overnighter, which sounds way cooler than short trip. It's a simpler setup. You have less gear for sure, and there's more margin for error. So you can underpack. It's not gonna be the end of the world.
Remember our overnighter to ORO? I even had a can of food, like a can of soup. And you're like, you've been carrying the like can of like 1.5 kilos for this whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but it was not the end of the world because
okay.
like if you didn't feel like it the day after, you just go home, and that's what we did. So, but so on top of that, what would be like overnighter would be
multi-day trips. So I mean, you definitely have to accommodate for. I mean, I don't know about more food and water. Only if you're going to be off grid, do you need to worry about water extra.
Yeah.
If you're going to be able to fill up somewhere, it's
route
not as relevant. But I guess. Even on single day trips, you got to carry enough water that if you don't have a place to refill, you might need to cook food and you need water.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to want to eat something or have a coffee, and you're going to need water. So overnight, you easily, whatever you carry normally during the day, I'd say double or triple if you're going to, you're going to want to get into like the 3-liter water range. So you have water for nighttime. And
3 liter is a sweet spot, I would say. But all depending.
Which neither of us had on that trip last year.
No. Yeah, I think I had
But there was water around, so it's okay. We
I
had a
had some
refill.
water. I had some water. I was good,
Okay.
except for the last day. Yeah, and then you go expedition.
Well, I'd say also for multi-day trips, you need to be more efficient with your packing, right? Because you're gonna
Yeah.
carry a little bit more stuff than on a shorter trip. Like it's probably not a ton more,
No, not.
but you might want a second set of clothes or
Yeah.
third set. You might want that camp shoes. Where if you go on a one-nighter, you're like,
Yeah, you can suffer through it.
I don't really need.
Yeah.
Why would you want to suffer, Carl? That sounds like a Chris thing.
I mean,
Yeah, but you might be like, I don't need the shoes. I can just wear my bike shoes until I go to bed, and it's not
Yeah.
the end of the world, right?
yeah, yeah. You can do it less because like not suffering. I don't want to use the word suffering, but like, yeah, home is not that far.
That's right. The systems matter just a little bit more,
Yeah.
especially with regards to how you pack and what you do.
Yeah, because overnight you can just like spread everything, and then it's just like, oh, I don't really care. I can go back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get to like expeditions,
Yeah,
and I'd say
expedition
like
wise.
I would say an expedition is something where you're gone a couple weeks or longer. You know, like
Yep.
I don't know. Like I'm not saying you have to cycle to the Antarctica. You don't say you have to cycle across Canada.
Longer, more remote. I would say
Okay.
that's an expedition
Yeah.
for me. Like a call.
Not a bike tour, but like a long bike tour. But like,
Bike tour would be vacation. Expedition would be like what we saw, a call like on the Great Northern Canada,
mhm,
or
mhm.
I would say the Canada Trans-Canada bikepacking route, like the
Mhm.
Great Northern bikepacking route, the Trans-Quebec. Like this would be
Traverse to Quebec there. whatever it's called,
exactly.
yeah.
That would be more an expedition than a
That's
trip.
right. So for those, I'd say like redundancy is really important, right? Like you have to have extras in case of situations.
Yeah.
Unless you're always close to towns, but you're not always going to be close to a town or a
And what
bailout option, right?
and what town? Like
Yeah.
sometimes if you need something and the town is like 300 people, like sometimes they won't have what you need anyway.
Yeah.
You need for sure to have like a repair kit and this like safety, like first aid kit.
Yeah, and probably more intensive ones. So like within your repair kit, you're going to need parts that you might not normally carry, like a bottom bracket or something, right? Because it's like it could be a game ender,
Yeah.
maybe.
Or get a good bottom bracket. Like did we talk about like the bike you need? Like I would say a bike that is reliable where something move. You won't have to carry much as a repair kit. But like you will need to bring more stuff in your repair kit.
Yeah. On an expedition, though, weight management really is critical. It's you can't just carry extras in case of, right? You're not going to carry all kinds of extra clothes. You're gonna have what you need. You're gonna have your layers for those situations. If you go to a town, you're gonna walk around looking like a person who's on some kind of expedition. you know?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes expedition will have less stuff than multi-day clothes. Yeah,
Because you can't just say whatever, right? Like,
yeah. You have to think about it. Like,
and you have the food and the water. Like the food is probably what's gonna take space. And
like I said at overnighter, like an error there won't be the end of the world, but like an expedition, like an errors, like or many errors, can actually be the end of not the world, but the trip.
Yeah. And so, I mean, essentially, at some point, you're not going to be minimal. So prepare for it and get a rack now, right?
Yeah, rocks. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say the goal of this whole thing is not to carry less, but just smarter, right?
Yeah, just smarter. Yeah, it has to fit you. Yeah.
What would you big takeaways today? Do we have some final?
Yeah, the final words would be like weight placement matters more than the total weight. Like it's not how heavy your bike is where the weight is. Like keep heavy items low and center on your bike, and the weight balance between left and right as well.
Yeah, and start simple. Like I'm not saying with less, but start simple and then figure things out as you go. You know, you don't have to have the perfect setup from day one. Just like, you know, all the other topics we've talked about, like you're not gonna have the perfect bike from day one. So you don't need the perfect setup. Figure things out as you go. You know, but of course, once you know what you like and what you want, then you can kind of invest the money in. And there are a lot of gear libraries popping up and stuff. And I was hoping to start one, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen this year. It's a work in progress, but you know, if there's a gear library or you have friends that have bags, like I lend out bags all the time.
Me too.
And just so people can try things and see what they like, and that's a great way to figure out what works for you.
Yeah, if you have friend with bags, or if you have access to a gear library, you can definitely just experience. Like, it's not like you're borrowing this thing and then that's gonna be the thing that you're gonna be using, but like it's also the thing that's the bag that you tried, and if it works for you, you can go in that direction, and then like experience will make your setup perfect, but for you, not for anyone.
That's right. And you should really pack for the trip that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Not for like your fears, what you're afraid of
Yeah.
could happen.
If you're going on a route that is like well known with a lot of resupply points and stuff like that, you don't go and then pack for expedition style. Like you're more than okay with just like the minimum. Yeah. I'm just gonna pause here. Don't forget in the chat to describe your perfect bikepacking bike, or your setup, I would say, because like I'm curious to see what you're riding.
And Reinhardt here says bungee cords still have their place. Great in the rack slide extra rotor rack side maybe. Food or anything else in a pinch. Oh, just to strap things down really quick.
You know what? I
long live the bungee cord.
No, I don't agree. They can snap. There is like some that I would say I'm using, which are like a mix between like a bungee strap and clips and volley, and you can tighten them. But what I use the most is actually custom bag that Khaled actually integrate bungee cord, like not really bungee cord, but shock cord, so you can like jam stuff in it. But if not, I use a net. An elastic net. That's perfect, because even if one fail, like the rest of the net.
Yeah, I think those are bungees. I mean, it's
no bungee cord will be like hook, elastic, hook.
Oh, okay, that too.
And then that thing, if it like just like
slides
off and then it goes in your wheel. And
I never even considered hooks. I was just thinking like bungee cord, tie a knot, you reach over.
Oh no, that's shock cord. No, it's the thing that like if it just gives, like it goes around.
Okay,
and then you die.
I mean, maybe the system of attaching is the important part.
Yeah.
Because there's some companies like a couple companies make carabiners and hooks and stuff. But they make ones that have like the spring loaded lock shut, like something eyes, night eyes.
Yeah.
So Emily says nets are fantastic. Daniel says keep a journal or write down what you consistently use and don't use, so you can reference it and help pack more efficiently. Yep. That is way too complicated for me, but
no. I just repeat the mistake. Like we're virtue signaling here. We're just making mistakes.
So yeah, let your setup evolve with your experience instead of like worrying about everything first minute, right? But, get out there.
Just ride and get out there, and then pack what you want, and then just evolve around your setup.
Yeah, I had a terrible setup in the early days, and too much stuff, poorly placed, not enough places to put it. And it's not just about optimization. It's about awareness of where you're missing out on.
What
right?
are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe that notebook is a great idea if that helps you get that awareness.
I would lose the notebook.
Phone.
Oh yeah, the phone. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the best setup for me is the one that just disappear under you, and then it feels natural. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're not thinking about it, and you're just riding. It's just riding a bike. It's just slightly heavier bike for some reason, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Quick little note: next week and the week after.
Yep.
We will be doing these episodes on Wednesday, right, Carl?
Yeah.
There's a couple events happening in the city here.
Yeah.
What is the one next week? It's the bikes.
It's the Frattori show at Little Victory in Elgin in Ottawa.
I'm gonna try to come too. So
yeah, it's a season kicker for the agency of Shimano in Ontario, and I need to be there.
So Carl will be there, and I might be there too. So we're gonna do the episode on Wednesday, and then same thing the week after. There's another thing going on. You have a conflict in your schedule.
Yeah, life.
All right. So please add your setups, or if not, we'll do it next week, and then we'll see, and we'll go.
And Where can you where can we follow you?
Oh, yeah, we never talk about this, huh?
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
we miss every week.
We miss this every week, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna say it at the end.
Yeah, you can find me at bikepack_adventures on Instagram and Bikepack Adventures on Facebook, and obviously at bikepackadventures.ca. And how about you, Carl?
And on YouTube, you can
And YouTube.
you can follow me on Instagram because I don't reply on any other platform. My Instagram handle is forksauce. You'll see my face, so it's easy to know. And yeah, I love to chat about bikepacking. So like,
Yeah, if you have
hit me up.
questions, reach out to this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel replied. He says, I ride a Taiga EXP2, 2 divide racks, 2 Ponderosa panniers, 2 Calad panniers, 2 Calad stem bags, thief frame bag, dry bag with voile straps for blanket on the rack.
That's a sweet setup.
Cool.
Yeah.
And his bike is sick.
Yeah.
Maybe the best paint job of
Yes. Number one.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go see it. Like if you can find Danielle.
It's on the website.
It's on the
It's on
the
Bikepack
website.
Adventures.
It's on
yes,
Bikepack
you
Adventure.
can,
Another
you can
reason to go on Bikepack Adventure.
There you go.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thanks. And have a good week. Bye-bye.
See ya.